are you?
We're ninjas.
We're mutants.
Well, technically, we're turtles.
Oh, and we're teenagers, but we can still have adult conversations.
First of all, thank you very much for the interview.
Sure.
I have a first question because you've made science fiction and horror films, and now you have the Ninja Turtles. But do you have a favorite genre in film, as people who goes to the theater and watch films?
I don't. I love so many different kinds of stories and movies. You know, I love everything, whether it's something like Terminator 2 or I love The Pianist. You know, I'm all over the place when I go watch a movie.
Because we can say that there's a lot of there's parts of science fiction and maybe a little bit of horror in this movie. Did you take parts of your other films to?
Yeah, I think for any director, you bring your past experiences with you. You know, you're dealing with mutants. There's something horrific there. Science fiction is used to create them. You're dealing with big action because it's a Michael Bay production, and you want the charm. With the characters, with the Ninja Turtles, the charm's the most important thing. So I think you bring all the things you've learned to try and bring this to life.
Now that you mentioned action, we have this huge sequence, action sequence in the mountain with the snow. I mean, it's really difficult to film that. Do you have fun? Or how was?
I think the most fun is when you think of it, because that's easy, and then it gets less and less fun as you carry on, because to film it is difficult, to create the visual effects and look at them and make them real is difficult, to edit it down and make it believable gets even more difficult, and when you're at the end, the music is even more difficult. So the best part is when you think of it, the worst part, it gets more difficult as things go on.
But it wasn't painful.
Sometimes it's painful. It can be very painful.
Could you describe the process of, or was it just like that thinking about it and then?
Well, first you do what's called an animatic, where you work with animators to come up with ideas for the sequence. Then what happens is you go and shoot it on a location. You get bits and pieces from your second unit. We worked with Pablo Hellman, our visual effects supervisor, to come up with things the Ninja Turtles can do. Then you do motion capture to capture the performance of the Turtles. Then you're integrating those into shots you've shot and completely virtual shots which are created within the computer. And then you're stringing it together and watching it and now editing things down all the time. You know, and so it's just it's a process that in this case carried on for over 2 years on that particular sequence.
2 years?
Oh yeah, from start. That sequence had started being conceived at the beginning of 2012.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now that we know it was difficult to film this movie, the fan base pushed a lot when you started working with it. Are you comfortable with the film the way it is right now?
Listen, I myself am a massive Ninja Turtle fan, like huge. I grew up with them. I went saw the cartoon after school. I saw the movies when I was a kid. What was important to the fans was important to me. I wanted them to be mutants. I wanted them to have pizza. I wanted them to say cowabunga. There were things I wanted that were important to me. That are in the film, and you know, Michael's influence allowed us to tell the story on a scope that I don't think any Ninja Turtle story has been told. So it was, I think the fans will be very happy when they see the movie.
And you have a lot of jokes with other superheroes, Batman, and
yeah.
Was something special? Were you just playing with the names?
Well, the Ninja Turtles, Kevin Eastman conceived them as a joke to things like Daredevil. You know, like they were a parody of superheroes. So I just wanted to sort of inject that and continue that tradition in the movie, and the writers were very clever with how they helped me do that.
Do you have a favorite part into the movie?
I think for a director, there's so many different things that you're proud of, and there's so many different things you wish you had made better. But, you know, the scene where Megan Fox meets the Turtles, I think is a really cool scene.
And something that you would love to be in the movie and didn't make it?
I mean, they're all there. We just didn't have the money, but I wanted like a bunch of other characters from the comics to be in the movie. But you know, you can only cram so much into one movie.
Now that you mention it, what do you like the most? Big budget or low budget?
I think big budgets allow you to work with technology and toys that can do incredible things and are amazing. Smaller budgets allow a filmmaker a certain amount of control to express a particular vision. So they both have their pros and their cons. You know, what's amazing about working on Ninja Turtles is I know so many people are going to go watch this movie, which is fantastic, because I've had movies at Sundance that frankly no one has gone to watch. So it's amazing to work on something knowing people are anticipating it.
Well, thank you very much for the interview and good luck with the movie.
Thanks a lot.